kill your villains. Today, I'm not talking about superheroes. I am talking about the villains that live inside of us and are holding us back, specifically holding you back from getting more listings and more sales. So great. Thanks for joining me. I'm Kim Rittberg. I love guest hosting, keeping it real. Y'all are the best. Please reach out on social media. I love how many people I've gotten to meet from across the country just by being on this podcast. Today, I really want to talk about something that holds so many agents back, and it is inside our own head. And it's really about overcoming those villains. First off, I'm Kim Rittberg. Nice to meet you. I am an award-winning digital video expert and a marketing strategist. I come from 20 years in media. I worked in marketing at Netflix. I launched the digital video unit of Us Weekly, and I was a TV news producer, meaning I helped thousands of people go from professionals to thought leaders, teaching them how to be more confident on camera, how to have better messaging and express themselves better. And then eventually I became a digital video expert. And so now I help people become thought leaders through content, coming up with great ideas, having the confidence to execute those ideas, and really situating yourself as the expert in your field. So what I want to talk about today is how to kill your villains. And I'm not talking about being a superhero. I'm not talking about anything silly. I'm talking about real stuff that I'm seeing day in and day out from my real estate agents. Step one, when I have a group coaching course, like a video boot camp or a one-on-one client, a lot of times, the majority of my people, they first struggle with just showing up. So I really want to get to the bottom of this because video is the fastest and best way to grow your business. You can send out all the mailers you want. I don't think I am like a fortune teller or a soothsayer to tell you that print is going down, digital is going up, but video especially is one of the most powerful tools. So a majority of people share video more than any other type of content on social media, meaning if you post a photo versus a video, your video is going to get shared much more. Number two, not everybody is leveraging video in the right way. So if you are, you're still at an advantage. A lot of people think I'm too late. You're definitely not too late. Even though people feel like, oh my God, everyone's on social media, it's so crowded. If you really, truly put your competitors under a microscope and you say, how much video are they doing it? Are they doing it effectively and strategically? They're probably not. So you're definitely not too late. And the third one is there was a recent study from the National Association of Realtors saying 70% of customers, of clients want an agent who's leveraging video. So here we are. That puts us here today. You're bought in on video. You're listening to this episode. So I sold you a little bit on the reason, but I then want to talk to you about the biggest hurdle that I'm seeing from my video bootcamp students. I do group coaching where I get agents from across the country and I teach them how to make incredible video, but way before making incredible video is showing up on camera. So I want to talk to you about overcoming those hurdles. So my most recent boot camp, I had a few people really struggling to show up on camera. I mean, they didn't want to. And even though they invested in the class, invested in themselves, believe in the idea of video, they still were holding themselves back. They were feeling slightly self-conscious. They were feeling like every time they went on camera, they would be like, oh, I look terrible. And I would see it and say, actually, you look good. And you actually look exactly as you do in person, which is what you want. You don't want someone to be like, that person on video looks so amazing, so much better than you. You actually want to show up on camera just as you are in real life. The most positive version of yourself, the most confident version of yourself, but just as you are. So I want to back up and say, number one, the first thing is you got to kill your villains. The negative voices inside our heads that say, why are you on camera? Every time you're on camera, you look weird. Your voice is weird. Don't do it. Shut it off. You really have to turn the volume on that negative voice. How do you do that? Remember who you're talking to. When we are feeling self-conscious, we're envisioning someone that hurt us in our life, maybe somebody who was rude to us or judged us or made us feel worthless. But that person is not who you're talking to in these videos. When you're showing up to grow your real estate business, you are speaking only to your ideal clients. Maybe you're speaking to your larger sphere, your vendors, your referrers, but you are not speaking to John, who was a jerk to you in high school. You are not speaking to Nick, who mocked you at your last job. You are speaking to your ideal clients. And the reason why I'm so harsh about this is because I love seeing my agents win. Like, I have agents who, once they've leveraged video properly, they've gotten referrals. I mean, one of my agents in my last video bootcamp got a referral from another state strictly from her Instagram videos. And she said it's because I was teaching her how to do it more strategically. Not just show up and make videos, but make videos in a strategic way that ladder up to your top goal. And your goals might be different from the person next to you, and your strategy might be different from the person next to you, but we all need to have a strategy before we start recording. But again, backing it up to being on camera. I had a realtor, my realtor who I love, she's awesome. She's from Iowa, was really, really struggling to be on camera. I would force in this group video boot camp, I force everyone to get on camera, to show up, to start recording. And she would show it to me and say, can I send it to you privately? I'm like, really? But sure, send it to me privately. And she'd send it to me and it looked exactly as she is. And she sent me a note saying thank you so much afterwards. And she's so excited about all that she learned. And it really made her get so much more confident. But I've realized from a lot of the people that I'm coaching and through my experience doing one-on-ones as well, people are really in their own heads. We are all in our own heads. However, being in our own heads and thinking only about who is going to be judging me and worrying that all my videos will be cringy is a self-limiting belief. It will stop your growth. It will absolutely put an artificial ceiling on your growth and on your income. So the reason why I think it's so important to kill the villain, kill that negative voice inside our head, or if you can't kill it, turn the volume down and find stronger reasons that tell you yes, be on camera versus no, be on camera. So tip 1, think only about the person you are talking to. Envision your ideal client. Who is she? Who is he? Who are they? What are they wearing? Where do they live? What's their budget? What's their demographic? What's their psychographic? Talk to that person. Once you're there, think about that person. Think about that person's needs, questions, desires. How can you help that person? So this is what I use with my clients, and this is what I used for myself when I started having to. I have all of the learnings in the world because I was a TV producer. I trained thousands of people to be on camera. I've actually been a reporter for a little bit, but most of my career, I've been behind the camera. I'm an extrovert. I love talking to people, but being on camera is a skill set and you have to practice it. So when I launched my own business, maybe 5 years ago, from being a media executive, I was working on corporate projects first. And then I realized, oh my goodness, if I really want to get clients, I can't hide behind my resume. I can't hide behind Netflix or People Magazine or Fox. I have to be Kim Rittberg. I need people to want to work with Kim Rittberg because so much of my great work was making awesome videos for someone else's voice, someone else's brand. And if you're running your own business, you can't hide behind that. You have to be you and you have to show people what you have to offer. And I'll be honest, I'm funny. Like, I'm loose. I'm not super buttoned up. And it took me a while to say, who am I and how am I showing up in a way that does feel right to me, does feel authentic to me? And it takes a little while to find that perfect tone. But first things first, you got to show up. So I started showing up on camera. In the very beginning, I was like a little bit stiff, I'd say. And then with every video, I got more and more comfortable talking to that camera. It's not necessarily a normal, comfortable thing to hold up your camera and start talking to it. That's not a natural move, definitely not on the street, and even in your own home. So I understand that it might feel awkward, but showing up on camera and getting better, practicing every week, maybe every day, practicing every week or every month, it's a muscle like anything else. Your mouth is a muscle, your body is a muscle, understanding how to tame the nerves. These are skills you need to practice. So step 1, to kill the villains, the negative villains that are preventing you from being on camera. Step 1, only talk to your ideal client. You're only envisioning that person. Step 2, know what you're going to say. I promise you, once you start coming up with ideas and you're letting the ideas drive you and you're letting the messaging drive you, that shuts down the other negative stuff. So you're taking that ideal client, you're looking at who that person is, what they're wearing, what they're earning, where they're looking to live, they're suburban, they're rural, they're exurban, they're city-based, urban, suburban, rural. Anyway, they're living in a condo, a co-op, an apartment. Where are they? Who are they? Do they have pets? What are their struggles? Are they renting? Are they buying? Who's that person? Now you're going to write down the questions you're getting from those people. And if you're just starting out, you might not have as many questions, but if you've been working for a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you know what your clients ask you. Make that list. Sit down, answer those questions. Tip number 3, if it is very hard for you to talk to a camera with a little green light because you feel awkward and you feel stiff, have somebody sit behind that camera and ask you those questions. So ask your friend, your partner, your colleague, your kid, have them sit behind the camera, but have it be someone you're very comfortable with. Don't have a colleague that you feel competitive with or nervous with or whatever. Have somebody that is a safe person, that you don't care if you stumble, that you don't care if you're embarrassed, that you don't care if you're saying, give me another take, I need another take, I need to film this again. So the third thing is have somebody film you if you are too nervous to film yourself by yourself. Okay. Don't forget, the number one thing I get, people are like, I'm going to be cringy. You're not going to be cringy. You're not cringy if you're telling on camera, if you're talking about the things you talk about with your clients, you're giving the same advice you would give to a client. There's nothing cringy about that. And nobody's telling you you have to dance. No one's telling you have to point to the camera. If you want to, you can. Like, I like dancing like for fun, but I'm a terrible dancer in terms of like following a routine and all that stuff. When I have to dance on camera, I watch it and I'm like, oh my God, this is so bad. But I think it's so bad that it's funny that I am like, I'm okay with it. I do it every once in a while. It's not a big part of my content. It's not my zone of genius, as they say. It's like, what's the area that you're best at? It's like, that area is not my best. I like teaching. I like having fun. I like being funny, but I don't love dancing. So that's not a big part of my social media content. So speak with that purpose and you're not going to be cringy. That's how it goes. Another couple of ideas is grammar, whatever. I'm a little bit jet lagged because I just got back from a vacation. Thanks, I'm tan. Neighborhood expert. So another thing is you're coming up with those ideas. As you come up with ideas for videos, that also makes it easier to be on camera. When you know what you're talking about, that puts the ease away from thinking about John, who was a jerk in high school, or Leslie, who was a backstabbing at the office, whatever. Show up, be the neighborhood expert, give a little tour around your neighborhood. Remember, talk to someone who does not know all that you know. So you would stand in your neighborhood, give a couple facts, be on the block. People love seeing neighborhoods. People love seeing where they aren't. Right? So as much as you can get out of just shooting inside your office, filming inside your kitchen, wherever your normal everyday space is, try to get yourself out into the neighborhood. Showcase your expertise. I am very, very bullish on showcasing your expertise. I mentioned before my agent from my video bootcamp who got a referral straight from Instagram. I have another agent who got a multi-million-dollar home listing because of an educational video series we did. We're not talking pointing and dancing. We're not talking trending music. This is educational. So showing up as you, if you really start doing it, you start doubling down and really having a strategy. That's another thing that I appreciated. One of my students said, I teach you how to do strategy because it's one thing to show up. Great. That's the biggest hurdle. Then you need the strategy layered in. So you're not wasting your time. You're not wasting your money filming things that aren't delivering and growing your business. So neighborhood expert's a good one, showcasing your expertise and also bringing in some personal side. So I think a good balance is if you're doing let's say 3 posts a week or 2 posts a week or, every 3, 2 professional, 1 personal. So one could be a neighborhood tour, one could be some educational tips, and the third can be you with your family, maybe a vacation you took, something personal in your life, and you can mix the personal and the professional. It could be why you became an agent, what led you to this, and so it could be a mix, but a lot of your followers obviously are people who know you, so they do want to show you, they do want to see your life. They do want you to show up as you, and they want to see that personal side of you, but don't forget, don't go all personal on your social. You really are using this to grow your business. So it's not that there's not a place for personal, but it needs to be diluted. It needs to be diluted by the professional, right? So if you have a cup of water with a drop of ink and it spreads, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not a scientist. Obviously, I'm a video person. Anyway, I really, really think it's important to start showing up and killing those villains. I want to see you all record yourself today Everyone's like, no, Kim, don't make me record myself. I'm going to. I'm going to challenge you. Find me on social media, Kim, Rittberg. Find me on Instagram or on LinkedIn. Most people are on Instagram more than LinkedIn or Facebook. Find me on Instagram. I want you to hold up your camera and I want you to tell me, you have two options. One, something you're working on this week, a home you're working on this week you're really excited about. Or two, why you became a real estate agent. Why did you become a real estate agent versus an accountant or a teacher or a DJ? I don't know who's a DJ, but I want you to show up on video and I want you to tag me. I will respond. I'll be excited. I'll share it. And I have a free download with 10 tips to make amazing video. It's a free download. You can grab that on my website, kimrittberg, Rittberg.com. And this is July 2023. I have in 4 days, over the course of 4 days, you can take your social media content from okay to very easily attracting clients. I'm doing a video bootcamp, intensive. I've never done this before. In just 4 days, you will completely revamp your social media. You will understand how to shoot the right content, how to make your videos better. I will give you scripts you can copy. I will give you the confidence to show up on camera. I'm very, very honest, but very, very supportive. So I have people from across the country in my last bootcamp, Iowa, South Carolina, Hawaii, Oklahoma, Nevada, Florida. Anyway, agents from across the country, and you'll meet each other. So you'll become friends with each other, build your own network. Boom. It's like a little networking community. Anyway, so if you want to learn how to grow your client base with video in just 4 days, over just 4 days, I'm going to be running that video bootcamp in late July. Video bootcamp in late July. You can message me and I will send you over the application. And follow me on Instagram. Drop me a note. Grab my free download. But stay in touch because I love the Keeping It Real listeners. You always have such great things to say. And I really love following you and seeing all your content as well. So this was great. Really fun. I am Kim Rittberg. Don't forget to follow me on social and film yourself and tag me.